You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here for Drake Wing Gaming, and something about on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Repeat Owen's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. Me? A bodyguard? I glanced down incredulously at my noodle arms and then back up at Jenny. Well, not in the physical sense. I've known Owen for years, and he's always bottled things up without telling anyone. Don't let that handsome grinning face fool you. Owen's actually a pretty gloomy dude. Let me guess, did he act super secretive today? Did he refuse to answer questions and have a I'll handle it myself kind of attitude? I thought back to our conversation in the kitchen this morning inside. That about sums it up. There's a lot of pressure from being born a Lorelei. I think it'll do him some good to have a friend by his side. Why me specifically? Who else is there? Philip is emotionally constipated, and Sissel will probably strangle Owen sooner rather than later. And I'm under house arrest. I can't exactly stay with him for very long. Fair enough. I'll do my best. Ginny nodded at me, satisfied. Guess I'll be sticking with Owen for a while longer. I just hope he's alright. The thought of having a bright red target painted on your back is frightening, to say the least. The countless things I've learned today could fill a mile-long list. Owen was very good at avoiding people. Avoiding people can now be added to that list. Adrian's legs were not made to run around campus for hours to look for Owen could also be added to said list. I panted heavily as I sat my tired ass onto the pavement, my legs burning with overuse. Maybe bodyguarding wasn't a good career path for me. I probably look like roadkill right now. Well, you look terrible. My head shot up to see Owen strolling dejectedly down the street. Where the hell have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you. Huh, you missed me? You practically have the word shoot me tattooed on your forehead. Shouldn't you be hiding? I'm not too worried at the moment. If they were in a real hurry, they wouldn't be hiring street thugs instead of the usual professionals. They're either being real cheap or they don't have the time or resources. I should be fine for now. Well, I'll have you know that I've been designated as your treasured bodyguard. I'll be staying with you from now on to make sure you don't die. You? My bodyguard? Owen glanced down at me. He towered above me by at least a foot, dwarfing me by comparison. Ah, I can tell. You'll really scare off the Lorelei's with your thin noodle arms. I'll let you know I've got a very talented skill set. What are you gonna do, seduce the killers? I tipped my chin up defiantly. You never know. Maybe I will. Yeah? If we're lucky, the killers will have a thing for short and scrawny type. Anyway, where have you been all day? It's kind of weird for you to run right off after getting jumped by a gang. Owen glanced around the empty streets cautiously before motioning for me to follow him inside the school. I'd love to have a chat, but it's best we do it indoors. Being out in the open makes me a bit paranoid now. Now come along, Mr. Bodyguard. Any chance I can get paid for this? Who knows? If you satisfy all my needs. I cut him off with a deadpan groan. Let's head inside. Good tea, y'all. Owen and I decided to grab lunch, in the school dining hall. And being sheltered by the walls of Girani, it took a little weight off my chest. Watching Owen pour ketchup on his mac and cheese returned that weight with a crushing vengeance. Adrian, you okay there? I tore my horrified gaze away from the cheesy ketchup mess on his plate, my face pale with disappointment. I am disgusted. Hey, don't knock until you try it. I'll just take your word for it. Ketchup and mac and cheese is really fucking good. I don't care what anyone says. It's even better if it's like cheeseburger mac and cheese, which is even better. Anyway, you were in the middle of telling me where you were today. Oh, right. Owen sheepishly stuffed a forkful of pasta into his mouth, chewing slowly. I got kicked out of a bar. What, really? I guess you seem like the kind of guy to sneak a drink. I wasn't there for a drink. I've heard that there's a reputable criminal informant hiding in the bar. Someone going by the name of Morris. That can't possibly be his real name, unless his parents have really bad taste. Wouldn't be surprised. Everybody in the business uses fake identities to some degree. I wanted to see if this Morris could help me find out why my family is suddenly so trigger-happy. Unfortunately, I'm not old enough to get into the bar. I tried bribing them, but the bouncer didn't take the bait. Seducing him didn't seem to do the trick either. I had much better luck flirting at that strip club on amateur night. Wait, what? What, you interested, Adrian? Maybe I can sneak in for a visit after this mess is over. Well, I'm not... It's not really... You worked at a strip club? Only on amateur night. It was pretty popular, though. Anyway, back to the plot of my life. There goes the plan. There goes that plan. Getting a meeting with the most reliable informant in the city was more difficult than I thought. I frowned. Owen's casual tone when talking about criminal informants and trigger-happy families still felt rather unsettling. You seem awfully well-versed in this whole business. Is this what growing up with rival crime syndicate families does to you? Owen stopped mid-bite after of another disgusting ketchup mess, his brows furrowed with mild frustration. You found out about this already. That was quick. Where'd you hear it from? I am not my sources. Sorry if this upsets you. I know you wanted me to stay out of it. No, it's fine. I'm kinda jealous, actually. Jealous? Of me? Yeah, sorta. Growing up, I was ignorant of everything going on around me. The families, the crime, everything. My mom and Butler did their damn best to keep me in the dark. I know they were just trying to keep me safe, but it got a bit frustrating after a while. What was it like growing up as a Lorelei? Not too bad, actually. No, I actually have a picture I can show you. Aw. That's so adorable. Owen dug out his wallet and showed me a small photo tucked neatly inside. Four smiling faces beamed back at me. Well, almost four. The sight of a tiny grinning Owen put a wide smile on my own face. Sitting next to him was the kind face of his mother. She looked rather tired, with stress wrinkles lining her eyes. Still, something about her presence exuded a sense of noble grace. Sitting behind them was that Owen's father? Nah, it couldn't be. They wore the same shit-eating grin, but they looked too different to be related. A servant, maybe? And that man standing behind them. His hawk-like eyes glared back at me through the photo. Which is weird, because he's not actually looking at you. I had a feeling he was someone you shouldn't cross. I glanced up to see Owen beaming as I studied the family portrait. They look surprisingly nice. My mom was the most wonderful lady in the world. She was always super patient with my immature ass. Spoiled me quite a bit, actually. But she always taught me to be compassionate and kind to everyone around me. And my butler was also the coolest badass you'll ever meet. On my 10th birthday, he sneakily bought me a big orange motorcycle and tried to teach me how to drive it. We almost died. Twice. And Mum nearly skinned us alive. Totally worth it, though. But it sucked, being kept in the dark. I always wondered why gunmen were breaking into the house every few weeks when my mother locked me in a safe room. My Mom and Butler would come home with bullet wounds and tell me that they were off slaying dragons. No matter how much I asked, I never got an answer. Just sit tight and wait for us to save the day, my butler would say. I had to fight tooth and nail to even know what was happening around me. My weird uncle was the only one who didn't beat around the bush. Owen jabbed a finger toward the frowning man in the corner of the portrait. He's got eyes like a hawk, that one. He always had that look, as though he quietly knew everything there was to know. Whenever we were alone, I'd ask him questions, and he'd tell me straightforward answers. It's a little disheartening to hear that your mother was born into a criminal family and your butler and uncle used to kill people for a living, but it's better than knowing nothing at all. But by the time I got answers... Owen blinked and stuffed his wallet back into his pocket hastily. Well, it's all in the past now. Nothing to worry about. I studied Owen's face carefully. He looked so vulnerable when talking about his family like this. With a soft smile on my face, I reached up and gave him a gentle pat on the shoulder. Thanks for trusting me enough to tell me all this. It's nice learning more about you. A slight tint of pink flushed across Owen's face as he coughed sheepishly. God damn it, Adrian, you're embarrassing me. Oh my, did I just manage to make the great Owen Lorelei blush? I should mark my calendar. Owen gave a flustered laugh before quickly excusing himself from the table. While you do that, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. Be back in a bit. I watched Owen's retreating back, feeling a little warmth in my chest. It was nice being trusted like this. Second, Neil. I felt like I understood Owen just a little bit more now. Except, I quickly grabbed Owen's offending plate of ketchupy mac and cheese and triumphantly tossed it into the trash. That guy had horrible taste. Ah! I nearly jumped out of my chair as Echo's cracked form appeared floating above my table. What the hell, Echo? Give me some warning next time! Sorry, little man. I didn't want to interrupt your bonding session with Owen, but there's something I think you should know. What do you mean? That photo Owen showed you. He has a lot of strong feelings towards it. I can sense his thoughts clearly. What do you mean? Half the people in that photo are dead. That's what he was thinking. My chest knotted with dread. I glanced down the hall where Owen had retreated. I wonder why he didn't want to talk about himself often. I hope he's okay. Owen's a strong kid. He'll be fine. Hey, Adrian, if you're going to stay close to him, you'll have to be careful. I'm not strong enough to protect you every time you dive into a gunfight. One of these days, you might end up as another photo for everyone to grieve over. I gulped. My stomach lurched uncomfortably against my chest. I guess I'll just have to be more careful then. Owen returned from the bathroom and clapped his hands together with an excited grimace. He wore a face that screamed, "All right, let's go do something stupid." Oh boy, here we go. So, as my faithful and selfless bodyguard, can I count on you to help me with something? Well, I'm not getting paid for this, so selflessness is going to be in limited supply. What were you planning? Nothing dangerous. It's just that, how should I explain it? Owen tapped his chin thoughtfully and suspiciously. I, have a mission for you. I mean us. A mission? Yes, a mission. We're going to infiltrate a very important house on Derry Street. The goal is to, check on the status of a certain someone. Yep, that's the mission. I stared at Owen with a dull expression, one eyebrow raised in an unimpressed really? This guy was even worse at lying than I was. And who's this certain someone? He's the big guy named Samuel. He's the kind of guy who looks like he could snap you in half with just his fingertips. So don't worry, though. Sammy's actually a sweet little teddy bear on the inside. Right. So why are we checking on this teddy bear man? Owen's grin faltered slightly. I just want to make sure the Lorelei family hasn't done anything to him. He's, someone close to me. Gotta make sure he hasn't been caught up in my troubles. I scrutinized Owen's nervous face for a moment. If you guys are so close, why are you infiltrating his house? Why not just go up to him and say, "Yo, Samuel, still alive there, buddy? Yes? Alright, cool." Owen looked bitterly amused at the idea. Well, it's a long story, but I fucked up and the two of us aren't exactly on speaking terms. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. And check out our YouTube. Our channel memberships are now up. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!